Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Creative Sports Marketing Talk. Today, we're going to get into LeBron James giving Anthony Davis the number 23 with the Lakers, and we're going to talk a little bit about athlete branding and marketing, why branding is the first step to success. So stay tuned. So, sources say that Lakers superstar LeBron James is gifting Anthony Davis his number 23. League sources tell news outlets today. So the league has been notified of the pending jersey change. Davis, 26, has worn number 23 throughout his entire 7-year NBA career as a member of the New Orleans Pelicans. The Lakers, if you don't know, the Lakers agreed to acquire Davis on June 15 in that blockbuster deal that we mentioned in a previous episode of the assets they got from New Orleans. James is laying the groundwork to make his soon-to-be new teammate as comfortable as possible, and the six-time All-Star was extremely grateful of the gesture, sources say. James has worn number 6 with the Miami Heat and number 23 with the Lakers and Cleveland Cavaliers. It is unclear what number James will select for his 2019-2020 season. The numbers 8, 13, I think 22, 24, 32, 33, and so on are retired by the Lakers. The trade that sent Davis to the Lakers isn't expected to be finalized until July 6th. Now, I think this is a good move on James's part. It shows his willingness to actually work with the other teammates on his team. And if from a branding perspective, I always look at numbers quite interesting. I feel like numbers really signify what that player is. Let's get down to the basis of it. The main point of numbers for each player is so that you can tell who that player is. And so besides their name, you can say number 23, this is number 23 on the team, or when you're watching them on the court or the field, you know who they are as a number and you can designate them. It's kind of a weird, in a weird way, it's kind of a weird informational design kind of way to look at things. But from a branding perspective, it's I'm not going to say risky for LeBron James, but I think in the overall outlet, it's going to be a positive move on his brand, as it shows his, like I said, his willingness to work well with others. As he continues to grow his brand, I think that he should eventually start using his number as a brand mechanism towards his overall outlet for now and when he retires in the sport. But for now, I think that it's a good move. I think that he, in the past, if you don't know much about LeBron James, or even if you do, you'll know that he hasn't 100% been a team player. And when he's worked with other really good athletes on a team in the past, the mesh doesn't go well, and it's not all his fault. I think a lot of it has to do with his willingness to work with other great players. But that's just a team dynamic. Sometimes it's not always one player does all. It's always other players. And his fact, it shows the team effort that he's willing to put in to work with other players, work with other teammates. So kudos to LeBron on willing to give him this. And overall, I think it's going to be a good overall move for not just James and Davis, but for the team. What does everyone else think? I'd say leave a comment below or subscribe and get some more information on this, and we can talk further about it. But besides that, let's get a little bit into kind of that topic we were just talking about. Let's get into athlete branding and marketing. And if you're an athlete, no matter what kind of athlete you are, why branding yourself is the first step to success. For new, emerging, and retired athletes, building a strong brand is the first step to creating that long, successful career. After all, your brand is one of your most powerful tools for accessing your target market. It determines how your fans, sponsors, and that's a key one, sponsors and professional sports world perceive you and how they remember and recognize you. Athlete branding and marketing is a complex area, largely because there is a high level of competition in the athletic industry. It can be hard for an up-and-coming athlete to stand out from the crowd, Additionally, there are numerous parts involved in building a brand. Everything from tangible elements like your logo to intangible elements like your persona and brand promise must be considered. So athletes must really think a lot on how their messaging is going to be relayed to the world. Hiring a social media management company, hiring someone to help build their brand and their messaging, I think is key as they're building their career. Look at the career as a business. Look at it as a business. I mean, you're out there signing contracts every day. Leverage that in a way where it's like, all right, well, now I need a team behind me. Think about building my brand and my business a lot like a corporate company builds their brand and business. You need teammates, right? You need teammates, not just the ones on the court or the field, but you need ones to help me build everything that has to do with my presence. And I need to focus on being out there and marketing myself with what I do best, and that's play the game and leverage all that brand power that they have outside the gate on being out there on the court and the field, and leverage that into the possibilities that can bring you other reoccurring income or building a nonprofit or a business down the road. Now, the importance of branding. As I mentioned in the past, good branding strategy can help you establish credibility with your audience, connect and communicate with your fans, attract potential sponsors. Again, the more you're out there as an athlete branding yourself, the more valuable sponsors are going to see you and they're going to pay you more money. I always say as an athlete, rely on yourself to find your sponsors, but leverage that. If you bring them value, if you look at your career as a business, as an athlete's business, then you will be able to show them a lot more numbers, show them a lot more what you can do, and show them that you have a team behind you. Now, one thing that's not been very utilized, and one of the things we do as a sports marketing agency ourselves, is we use a website to help promote a player's brand. Now, as a player, there's lots of different outlets. A lot of players tend to go straightly to social media, and I say that social media is very strong for athletes. It helps them build themselves as an influencer and a personal brand. Leverage that brand power, like I said, and use that as a funnel. So once you've established your brand or worked with an agency to establish your brand, the next step is to communicate it to the world successfully and carefully. And that's, like I always say, carefully is key, because you don't want to, because you have a lot more audience, you can tarnish your brand very easily as well. All too often, many athletes fail to recognize the importance of this step, and their brand is either never recognized by the community or it gains a negative perspective, like I just said. So a website is a great way to showcase your brand and help build its recognition. A website can help you interact and communicate with your fans, make you look like a more attractive investment to sponsors. Again, bring more value to your sponsors, people. Bringing value to your sponsors, going to them and saying, hey, I have a team that does my social media for me. I have this many followings. They will pay you more money. And if you look at it from a rate on an investment standpoint, if you're spending $2,000 to $3,000, $4,000, and we'll just go crazy and we'll say $10,000 a month on a management company, a social media, someone that understands it, not sports management, not an agent. Let them do what they're good at. Focus on an actual agency that focuses on marketing and digital marketing, and that's what we do in our niche of working with the sports realm. And let's say you're spending $10,000 a month on building your overall brand and your overall recognition and all the stuff you don't know, like search engine optimization and paid advertisement and building a business around what you do and building a nonprofit around your personal brand. But now let's say a sponsor comes to you and you want a sponsor to not just think about it. What's the point of a sponsor? Sponsors pay you money because they want you to be able to show that you use their product, that they have more visibility through you. Not just by you wearing their gear and giving reviews, but promoting them. If you have 50 to 100,000 followers, even 15,000 followers, or if you have a website that brings in 10,000 views a month, even more, you have trackable information that you can show them. They're going to look at you and be like, "Whoa, this is up and coming." You're going to have something beyond just when you're on the field, or on the court. So all the people that see you and see their brand when you're out doing your thing, they're also going to be able to track more information while you're doing that. A website is a great way to showcase your brand and help build that recognition. Now, why work with an athlete marketing agency? As an athlete, all of this may seem complex and confusing to you, but don't worry. No one expects you personally to be that branding expert. That's why having a sports marketing agency, we like to call ourselves a sports digital marketing agency, exists. If you're familiar with some aspects of branding, like social media, even better. You can definitely use your social media knowledge to leverage your brand, but be aware of treating social media as the end all to build your brand. Social media on its own is simply not sufficient enough to create a strong brand. Instead, use social media as treating one component of your brand strategy. Failing to realize the full potential of your brand could cause you to miss out major opportunities and other potential revenue. An athlete marketing agency can help you craft a powerful and memorable brand and develop a strategy for increasing its recognition. And they'll do it for you. They'll help build you the goal. They'll keep you accountable on the things that you do best and get certain information, but let them do what they're good at. Your athlete marketing manager will help you tackle everything from creating packaging for your products to posting regular blog posts on your website. Think about it. You have a website and you're posting, having a company post blogs for you. Fans are going to recognize that, and they're going to be like another outlet for them to grab information from you, not ESPN, not Bleacher Report. They'll go to there as well, but they'll get it from your voice. They'll get it from your website, and they'll buy products through you because they trust you, because they're a fan of you. Your goals, whatever they may be, are attainable. You just need to focus on the right strategies to get there. And an athlete branding agency is probably what would help you during that thought process. So if you're thinking about it, I would say if you're an athlete in the game, halfway through the game, getting ready to retire, you just retired, look at that as a way for you to be passionate about what you do and leverage your brand power and be able to grow your brand through other outlets and through other means to start bringing in a recurring revenue from other aspects. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I will be able to assist you with any information you may want. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good day and connect by expression.